Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Whole Classic Remastered. And this time we're taking a look at the 1999 Nissan Skyline ARTA ZEXEL GTR GT. Believe it or not, this is our first R34 GT500 car to take on the course in over 500 episodes. The first was the Skyline GTR GT, and that was the first GT500 car to go around. And knowing what I know now, and the fact that there is 3 R33 GT500 cars that I could have used instead of the Calisonic, I'm a bit sad that the Calisonic got thrown to the wolves, but what you're going to do, hindsight is a wonderful thing. Today we have the ARTA ZEXEL to try and fight the R34's corner, and we do have an R33 GT500 that it can be pretty representative to this. Normally the R33 GT500 cars are detuned, but the Unicia GEX, because it ran in 1999, for some reason has all the statistics of the other 99 R34 GT500 cars, and so as a result, we do have a bit of a lap time to go after. The ARTA ZEXEL, very cool livery. This is a combination of Autobacks, which is basically the Japanese Alphard, and ZEXEL, which is a Japanese company. This car was supposedly driven to 6th place in the GT500 Championship, and one of its drivers was Aguri Suzuki, which is a name I actually recognise. These cars have all been converted to rear-wheel drive with the GT2 Plus mod, because them being all-wheel drive doesn't really make sense because they weren't in real life, so that's the solution here, and these cars don't do particularly well now that they've been converted to rear-wheel drive, but I'll try and keep my, try to keep it on the road to, well, you know, try and keep it on track today, I should say. Front engine rear-wheel drive, 712 horsepower, 1200 kilos. Keep it on the road is a really bad choice of words. I sound like those commenters, don't I? You don't drive on the track, you drive off the course. Anyways, to find out how the Nissan Skyline ARTA ZEXEL GTR GT gets along, it's going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Cultus Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of a 26.540. So the ARTA ZEXEL is not going to beat that. The Calisonic Skyline set a time of like a 29.7 or something ridiculous, which this is almost going to beat on its first flyer. And the car we're aiming for is again the Unicia GEX, which set a time of a 28.888. So that's the goal for the ARTA ZEXEL. Hopefully we can achieve that in this, if it's well behaved, which is a little bit more of a problem with these cars, because their power delivery ain't so sweet on these. 28.576, so there we go. Never mind, this car behaved wonderfully for a lap. Thank God. I was a bit worried about this when it first set that 30.228, and I know how bad these cars are to drive normally. To be fair, this might be one of the few times where it might be better to do as little cuts as possible, because otherwise it unsettles the rear wheels. Sometimes it, more than likely, I can't even speak. More often than usual, it is quicker to just cut the course. However, mind you, I'd say that I was on the course then, and the rear wheels just went on it. So, maybe not. Maybe I should let the car do its thing and stop talking sometimes. But no, I'm very happy with that. I mean, I don't think it is 0.3 quicker than the Unicia GX. Well, on a sort of ideal day, they would set the same time because they're basically the same car. I don't think the Unicia GX has any disadvantages to the R34s. I may be wrong on that. There might be some like reduced downforce figures or something, but I'm almost certain these cars are identical. So, yeah, interesting situation, but I don't care. I'll take it because we have brought some justice back to the R34's name in this series because... Jesus, can't even control it now. Because in this series, these cars, you may have been wondering why the Calisonic GT500 car is so much worse than the R33s and why the R34s are so much slower than the R33 GT500 cars. Well, wonder that no more, because we have set the time in this. I have not been able to drive for the rest of this episode, but I got the lap in the one that counts. As always, Well, it seems like most of the time it's always the first lap, and then when I actually try to push, that's when problems occur, but nevertheless, it set the time, so I'm happy with that. Yeah. Like I say, these aren't my sort of preference when it comes to GT500 cars. I think the NSXs are a lot better. I think the Supras are usually better too because they have improved rear traction, but either way, we'll take it in the case of this vehicle. Yeah, last sector could have been quicker. I think, to be honest with you, that was a pretty good lap. Because the car behaved itself. Obviously, that's not something that usually happens, so in this case, we'll definitely take it, but yeah, good lap overall. Good around a normal track, not good around our track, but it did what it needed to do, and that is the important part. A 28.576. We'll place this into 48th. Goes in between the Subaru Impreza WRX STI Sedan version 5 and the Jaguar XJR 15. It is quicker than TVR Server LM edition, quicker than the Mainz R34 Skyline GTR, which is very interesting. That does now make this the quickest R34 to go around the course. Not the quickest Skyline, which is the Nismo 400R, but nevertheless. In terms of like other cars, this is comparable to, as mentioned, is about 0.3 up on the Unicia GX. It's quicker than the Toyota GT1 race car, but that car also ran ages and ages and ages ago. Quicker than the Copperhead LM edition. I mean, it shouldn't have gone that quick, to be perfectly honest. It's not nice to drive at all. The 300ZX is actually quicker than this, and that is a much, much nicer car to drive than this one. But it did what it needed to. It is also 0.2 down on the NSX GT500, the most recent one we had, which was the Mobile 1 car, so that's something as well to bear in mind. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.